Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, and welcome to Monday, meaning you know what time it is, Wayne Sharp Week, highlighting the knives that are going to be in my pocket for the next 5 days. What do we have this week? Before we get into that, I want to give a huge shout out to all my sponsors up here. It is because of these fine retailers that I can do what I do. So please, guys, when you're in the market for a new folding knife, fixed blade knife, EDC gear in general, check these three out: DLT Trading, Mojave Outdoor, and White Mountain Knives. I got a couple codes up here for these two. And DLT, you still want to try and give me your business, because all three of these retailers are really awesome with great people, and they help this channel out a whole lot. Greatly appreciate that. So with that being said, let's get right into it and take a look at what's going to be in my pocket. Maybe I'll carry two, who knows? But what am I carrying this week? Let's start with an American-made piece of beauty in the Doug Ritter Hogue Mini RSK. This is, in my opinion, I really prefer the Mini RSK to the original RSK, and they're both great knives, but in my opinion, they both serve two very different purposes here. Here we have the full size and the mini. The mini, obviously, smaller knife, but the big difference is right here to me. Let's get some focusing going. The blade stock thickness, there we go. Very, very big difference there. This, in my opinion, is more of a much harder use knife, just with that thick, beefy stock, ridiculously beefy stock. Still a nice knife, still nothing wrong with it, but for my daily use and for what I look for, I much more prefer the thinner, slicier blade stock of the Mini RSK with a much thinner edge, and they both have 20 CV steel, so you can't go wrong with that. And the action and everything is just, it's what you come to expect from a Hogue knife. The Able Lock is, in my opinion, probably the best crossbar style lock you can get. I really would say that. I really love the River Lock on the TRM Shadow. That's just a really hard knife to get, so I don't even really want to throw it into that conversation. But that's another nice lock. But this one here is just fantastic. I get the most consistency from the Hogue Able Locks. They really are the most tuned in crossbar locks that I've come across, and I really enjoy the texturing on the actual crossbar itself, and just a very nice lock that they've put on their knives. I do need a little advice for this knife, though, because I finally found the one thing that I didn't love about this knife, and it took me a while to put my finger on it, but this pocket clip, it's just way too big for the knife. It really is. I prefer on all my knives, I really do prefer the clip to just be maybe a third of the length of the knife. This is easily coming in at over half of the length of the knife. So I would like to find a smaller clip. Does anyone out there have any recommendations of a good replacement clip for this? I don't care if it's a Hogue clip. I just want a deep carry clip that is shorter than this and looks good on the knife. So if anyone knows of any out there, please drop in the comments. I'd really appreciate that, because I really do love this knife. No intentions of getting rid of it. For $150, $160, made in America, excellent action, premium materials, and especially in terms of blade steel. I really do love this knife, but I want to do something with that clip. I want to get a smaller clip on it. So if you know of anything out there, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. But that's first up on the docket, the Hogue Doug Ritter Mini RSK. Next up here, we have another one that it's becoming an oldie but a goodie. This is the Urban EDC Supply Vox F55. You want to talk about a knife that just feels so good in the hands with a laser beam of a sheep's foot blade. This knife was made to slice, and it slices so well, and it looks so good. That M390 steel liner lock, which really makes for a very enjoyable, the biggest plus to a liner lock is when you're going to deploy the blade, whether it's a middle finger flicker or a thumb flipper or a regular flipper or whatever it is, even a front flipper, not having the lock bar on the other side to put too much pressure on makes for such consistent deployment. And that goes for any liner lock knife, not just this one. It's just a thought that came to mind that I don't think I really stress enough when I talk liner locks versus frame locks. I don't really compare the two a lot, but I go back and forth from carrying liner locks to frame locks, and that is definitely my biggest appreciation for a liner lock, because you still get a very solid lockup. I have no issue with this lockup whatsoever. It works just fine. But it gives that consistency in deployment that I really enjoy, especially if you like fidgeting with your knives. You don't have to worry about is one of my fingers or is my palm pushing too hard on the lock bar side that would be there on a frame lock. So it's really nice not to have to deal with that. And man, this design from Vox, I mean, I could say that for almost every design from Vox, but it's just so good. It feels great in the hand. It's got a nice amount of width and thickness combined. Nice backspacer. Love the clip. Everything about this knife works. It works and it looks great, and it's another one. It's an EDC that I would definitely consider on the premium side, made by Riot. M390 in micarta, you know, I believe that's a titanium clip. So you got premium materials, and you have just excellent, flawless fit and finish. Another great one to put in the pocket, the Urban EDC Supply Vox F55. Next up, we're going a little less in price, and we're going to the Kaiser Mini Critical. Still one of my favorite Kaisers, with such a screaming sharp blade with CPM 3V steel. You know, the micarta, I don't even need to keep saying that, I don't think, but the micarta from Kaiser is some of the best micarta you can get on knives under $100. And they purposely use it in their Vanguard lineup, which I love, if you guys don't know, the Vanguard is usually almost always under $100. For the most part, it's almost, I would say 80+% of the time coming in at, $69 to $79 or less. So a lot of value in those knives, and you still get the excellent designs. So I love the clip on this too. I just love the design of it, in and out of the pocket like a breeze, recessed screws, solid lockup, excellent action, especially on that push button, which you guys know is my preferred way to deploy a flipper tab. So good, the Kaiser Mini Critical. Next up, I got another Vanguard lineup, or another Vanguard knife from Kaiser. This one here is a little newer. It's the Kaiser T1, and it's another one. The Vanguard lineup from Kaiser is probably the most solid lineup of budget knives you can get, or knives under $100. Some people don't consider a $65, $70 knife a budget knife. I think we can all agree they're under $100. So we'll go that sub $100. Phenomenal quality, and what I really love about this knife is the detent, the strong detent. This is not a weak detent. It just takes a little push though to kick that blade out, and man, oh man, does it rock it out. So smooth on those bearings. Once you break that detent, it just flies out, and it's so addictive and so fidgety. But you combine it with a nice slicey blade and an excellent, very, very comfortable handle. This is easily one of Kaiser's best Vanguard offerings. Really one of their best knives in general, because there's also a premium version of this. I do prefer the budget version, the 60, I believe this is $69 or $79, regardless of what it is. I got no issue with either one of those prices, because this is just a phenomenal knife. Excellent action, excellent ergos, carries well. One I would recommend all day, and it's still in stock. Any knife that's in stock is going to be linked below for you guys to pick up. I really do. This is one of the knives. This is one of the budget knives to where, yeah, I'd be carrying it a whole heck of a lot, because it's just that good. And it's going to be in the pocket this week, the Kaiser T1. Next up and last up, we are going back to good old Hogue, and we're going with the Deca. I've used the Deca in some videos recently because it is just such a prime example of what American manufacturing could be with every manufacturer, and really should be with every manufacturer, because, with prices rising, with the kind of the overall climate within the United States changing, and I don't just mean temperature, Hogue continues to do it right. And what I mean by that is they can manufacture a hell of a good EDC knife with premium materials, excellent quality, fantastic fit and finish for $150 to $160. It's not an $800 knife. It's not a $600 knife. It's not a $500 knife. It's not a $400 knife. It's very affordable. They back it with an excellent warranty. They take care of you if something goes wrong. Hogue still doesn't get enough credit. I think they deserve more credit than Benchmade. I'm not saying anything bad about Benchmade. They're another really good American-made company, or a company in America making knives with American materials. But Hogue is separate from all of them. Hogue is Hogue. And if you don't know a lot about them, I definitely recommend you taking a look at them, because they really haven't been huge supporters of this channel. They have contributed a little to the channel, but what they offer in return to the EDC community and anyone that's a fan of knives in general, you really should check them out, because it's such a good value. It's a good value, and if you're gonna spend your hard-earned money on a knife that you want to keep for a long time, Hogue is a very good option to go. And the DECA is probably, man, it's so close between this and the K320 Nitron. I really couldn't pick which one I'd like more than the other. I think in terms of just the average person, of everyone watching my videos, I think majority would probably go with the DECA. And I can't complain with that. I can't have any issue with that, because it's an excellent knife. It's super light. Action's incredible. The Apple lock is so buttery. Middle finger flicking it is super easy. Nice deep carry clip. And a complete package. I'm going to stop gushing about the Hogue DECA now, but it really is one of the all-time best EDC knives you can get at a great value, fully made in America, backed with a fantastic company that will take care of you if something goes wrong with it. So that's it. Sorry, I didn't mean to really go on a rambling gush about Hogue in general, but I think a lot of people would agree with me. If you agree with me on Hogue, let me know in the comments, because I think a lot of people do. So I don't think I'm out of line in saying that. But here's the lineup for the week, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know, as always, what's in your pockets. And I got a busy week ahead of me, so I'm going to get to it. You guys go out there, own the day, have a great week, and until the next one, I'm out.